I'm thinking, so I wanted to go over today what I think the top next, the next possible attunements are, right? This will be my list based on everything I know and think of, right? Number 1 to drop will be Life Weave. I mean, this is guaranteed to come out. No shock there that Life Weave, Pheno, it's coming, right? It will come eventually, but it is coming. It will drop in this game eventually. Next up, Blood is number 2, as I think the most likely motherfucker to come out. It makes sense. There's a lot of possibilities there, but there's also a lot of things holding it back. Blood, all right? Now, past this point, it gets tricky. I won't lie, it gets tricky. I think there might be a good argument for a possible kind of sand / like earth type shit. I'm putting these two together for a reason, right? Earth wouldn't be like the earth style, like earth bending from Avatar. It would be like, it would be similar to sand, like the poison oil shit, right? So I'm just gonna do like this. It's gonna be like oil / poisons, right? Mark already talked about earth being this, but the issue is Ironsing kind of exists, right? And Ironsing is already kind of too similar to what earth bending is. Realistically, let's take a look here, right? Ironsing Deep Ocean. Let's look it up. All right. Scroll down here. What is it? Metal Kick could definitely be an earth bending type move. Metal Armament could be kinda. Iron Slam could be an earth pillar. Metal Rampart is definitely. So there's already, you see what I'm saying? It's already kinda like, you can make the argument that you might be able to get away with it, because not every Ironsing move is similar to like an earth style type of shit. Like Caltrops, Firing Line, Metal Rain, Needle Barrage, you can make the argument there, right? If they really want to, they could try. I just kind of don't, it feels like it would be difficult for them to make it feel different. You know what I mean? And so that's why I have it at number 3. Number 4, in terms of concept, I actually have Gravity / Time. Gravity / Time, all right? And I'll put like / Time. So this one I have 4th because I feel like the reason I have Gravity and Time here, both here, because conceptually speaking, they should be very different from any other attunement. Very different. I know a lot of people are like, what about Gravity Bell? Bro, it's one bell, nigga. It's literally one bell. They could literally like rename it, motherfucker. Like Pressure Wave. You know what I'm saying? It's like instead of it being like a gravity belt, it's like, boom, you open up your domain and like, you're getting pressure from the top. They could just rename the shit, okay? Who likes Gravity Belt anyway? You know what I'm saying? Who cares? They can rename this shit. I guarantee you, nobody cares if they change up Gravity Belt to allow a new attunement to drop. I guarantee you no one cares, okay? So, cold, warm take, right? But I don't think people would care if they remove Gravity Belt for a new attunement. Is that just me? I don't think people mind. A, you get rid of Gravity Belt. That's a plus for some people. B, we get a new attunement. That's my take. I don't think people mind that much. Yeah, you would have some builds. People are like, what? But what about my Grand Sudaruska lava build with Gravity Belt? Look, bro. The collective community of 99.9% of players don't give a fuck. If a large majority of people don't care and it's just a few, they can scrap a bell or bolt a bell for an entire attunement. That's just my take on it. I know some people are heartbroken. Oh no, not Gravity Belt. But for a new attunement, I don't care. And a lot of people don't really. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'd rather have a new attunement entirely over a new bell. Just that simple. I'd sacrifice a bell for a brand new attunement. That's just me. Take another sip of water. We kind of get past the point where it's like, it gets a little rough, right? Let's draw a little line here. Past this point, it gets a little rough, right? And why do I say that? It's because some of the well, actually, no, wait. I'll do one more. One more for number 5. Kind of. Number 5. Number 5 will be Smoke. Smoke, just because it was going to be something that exists. And I think, could they? Would it be too similar to Gale? I'm gonna put that barrier up in between them. Cause smoke, it's still a gas. It's like Gale and Shadow. You know what I mean? It's Gale and Shadow. Gale because it's like gas. Shadow because it will blind your screen. So I'm putting it outside the barrier. So basically, right, this barrier is kind of what I think would be like probably like pretty easy to see as different and / unique, right? Life weave being like nature, life. Blood is blood. Sand and earth / oil poisons. The issue is if one of these drop, it kind of makes this one harder because like oil and poisons is kind of liquid based. These are both kind of liquid. Sand might be possible. Then you have gravity and time, which is also completely different. Technically speaking here, if you really forced it, you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of these, right? They could make each of these an attunement, but it depends. Thanks for the 5. Could have a buffing / negating attunement, like a charm path, sound attunement or some shit. Keep the ramble going. Thanks for the 5. Oh, acid, true. I'll put acid as number 5 actually. Acid is actually, yeah, good one. I'm gonna do this. Bam, chat. Think harder, not think smarter, not harder. That's the phrase, right? Easy. All right, we'll do number 6, acid. Easy. Bro, I'm the fucking king of QOL, bro. I'm the next archmage. Acid. Yeah, okay, I'll give you acid. Acid is a good idea, which is basically kind of poisony and I will allow it. I think acid is a good it's a good liquid based shit that could work. I agree with you on that one. I still think it's kind of harder to do than blood, but acid works too. All right, there we go. Okay, so I think it's fair to say that we kind of have our comprehensive, pretty much top 5 that I think are possible, right? Good idea. Blood, sand, earth, gravity, time, acid, and past this point, right? I feel like you kind of run into issues of these being possible dual attunement paths, or like there might not be enough to do with it. Smoke, I understand some people might make the argument that like they could, but like smoke is like the mechanic of smoke is what? Smoke screen, smoke grenade. It's usually to blind / disorient your opponent, which we already have with shadow, and smoke is already like a kind of like a gas type shits. So I feel like it'd be hard to separate from Gale and smoke. But really with these, like besides maybe arguably like earth, sand, I feel like all these other ones are kind of, you can tell that they'd be their own thing. I'll explain in just a bit. I kind of wish some attunements weren't like exactly in line with each other, and I know they do that for a reason, right? For balancing purposes. But what do I mean by this? I kind of wish some attunements were very different from each other, right? So my best example would be blood weave. How like blood weave would have like some of its mantras mantras require like much more setup, right? Or like an attunement where there isn't as many like mantras, but there's like maybe like a lot of talents, right? And maybe like the talents can choose or maybe change up how you use those mantras, right? My mic cut out. Ways for them to implement other stuff that doesn't have to, because like the issue it was, right, in the rules I demonstrated, right, how like basically a dev got to be down to do the work for an attunement. Similar how when K1 came in, right, it took him like about a month to drop Iron Sing, right? He was there to do the work, right? But I kind of wish that like there was an attunement that didn't need as much content because it's completed with just maybe 7 or 6 mantras, but it's different because those mantras are X, Y, and Z. Or like, you know what I'd love, for example, right? Hear me out. So gravity, let's just say every attunement has like 15, 14 mantras, right? Let's say gravity only has 6 and 7. So as an attunement, you kind of do need an oath to back it up a little bit, right? But with gravity, right, the idea is that you have a mantra on the ground, and then when you're in the air, the mantra changes, right? So when you can use like a gravity beam, right? And when shooting it forward, we've seen this before, right? When shooting it forward, you know what I'm saying, as a unique effect. But when we shoot in the air, it's slightly angled down and it has a unique effect if you use it in the air. Similar to Arc Beam. I think Arc Beam is the only mantra that has that unique effect, right? But what if there's an entire attunement based off of using things in the air? Because it's gravity, right? Maybe you have a way to set up an anti-gravity mantra that allows you to float for like one jump. And then bam, you can use your gravity mantras in the air much more easily. Or maybe have like talents based on if you get your opponent in the air and you use an air mantra, you do X, Y, and Z to them. See what I'm saying, right? So like if you guys are both in the air, you activated your anti-gravity technique, and then you have them in the air somehow with the uppercut or maybe a mantra, and you hit them with an aerial mantra, it like slams them to the ground and forces them down. They take extra damage, right? Just like a basic ass example, right? But you know what I'm saying? That would be like just an easy example, because what other attunement has that? Only other one I can think of is Rising Wind, and you kick them down. Other than that, like there's no other, you know what I'm saying, right? There's not really an attunement that plays around with different concepts, right? Every attunement is not the same, but can be played the same. Does that make sense? I would hope that the gameplay is just, it's more unique compared to how other traditional attunements would play out. That would be my hope. So what do y'all think about the shits? If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to go click on these other videos, man. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.